Scenic Hotel Group, a place to stay no matter your staycation. From the Legacy Collection for those special occasions to Heartland Hotels with room for the whole whānau. Find your place to stay at scenichotelgroup.co.nz.
Weekend sport on News Talk ZB. A huge third quarter has powered the Silver Ferns to a 61-41 win over South Africa in Cape Town to open the netball quad series there. New Zealand took a 30-25 lead into half-time, but then outscored the Proteas 20 points to 5 in the third quarter. That gave them a buffer heading into the final quarter, which finished 11 goals each. 61-41 to New Zealand over South Africa. Grace Weke missed just 2 of her 44 attempts on goal. The Silver Ferns next face Australia tomorrow morning. Our very own Jenny Woods is in Cape Town, part of the commentary and broadcast team over there. She joins us now. Jenny, 61-41, that looks really quite convincing on the scoreboard. Was it that convincing on the court?
Well, there was one quarter that was convincing, and that was the third quarter. It was, they talk about championship quarter, and that really was, because it was, it was sort of close in the first quarter, close in the second, and I think there might have been 5 goals at half-time, and then wham, Nolene Taurua rang the changes. She got all her players out on court, and that third quarter was something like 20-4. And, that set the tone, really, because by then, the 20-goal margin was established, and then the fourth quarter was pretty scrappy. But really, it was all about the third quarter.
So she made, Dame Nolene, quite a few changes at half-time. Is that the catalyst for what happened in the third quarter?
Yeah, she did, and I was trying to work out afterwards whether or not it was that the strongest 7 that you had at the end, or was it simply that's 7 you started with, sort of wore the South Africans down. And I can't give you the answer because I can't decide. But certainly Grace Nweke was just absolutely outstanding at goal shoot, as was Kate Heffernan. Now, she played the first half at wing defence and then moved to centre, and she, she's really got something, this kid. She, was excellent. In fact, I think probably just about everyone will be pretty pleased with how they went. Jane Watson, it was great to see her back out. She got the second half at goal defence, and Karen Berger, really cool for her to get to play in front of her family, and, in front of her home crowd. So lots of special moments. I thought South Africa was perhaps a bit disappointing. They had really had some moments, but they've certainly got a bit of work to do before the World Cup.
When you look at shooting stats, they only, sometimes only tell part of the story, and Grace Nweke's stats are amazing, but her overall game, or was it really just standing under the hoop, getting the ball and putting it in?
Yeah, no, it was her overall game, because she was being marked by Pumza Maweni. Now, Pumza Maweni is, I think, 38. Grace is 20, so been around, but Maweni is no slug. Like, she's played in Australia, I think she's playing back in the UK now, but she's a smart cookie. And also in that defensive circle was Carla Pretorius was back. Now, those are 2 of the greats, really, of South African netball, so she had to be on her game. The one change that I just wonder if Norma Plummer will perhaps regret was this young goal attack that she started with, Nicole Tolliard. She was outstanding, and that they sort of fell away a little bit once she left the court. But it was it was pretty comprehensive. I don't think anyone probably expected it to be 20 goals, and so I guess Nolene Taurua, I'm sure, will be very happy.
And so what will she do for these next 2 games, do you think, Jenny? Because I guess we'd say tougher matches to come. Do you think she'll rotate the squad during those games again, or is it more likely that she'll find a 7 she likes and give them significant minutes?
Yeah, look, I think that's what she'll do. I think she said that she wants to win this. And, I know, it's all about the World Cup and all that sort of thing, but of course you want to win. And I think so. She's got Australia tomorrow, and then a day off, and then is it? I'm a bit confused with the days, Piney. I can't quite work out what day it is, but I honestly can't believe I'm here. I'm standing here. I'm looking up at Table Mountain, it is the most glorious city. So I'm sort of a little bit overcome, really. But no, I think she'll go all out to win it, and I would predict. I don't know that they'll beat Australia, but I certainly think they'll beat England, and they'll be in that final in a couple of days.
All right, and in terms of the squad that Dame Noeline has taken over, had the chance to chat to her on the show yesterday, and she's brought back players who have been out for various reasons for a while. She's left a lot of good players back here at home as well. There's a World Cup later this year, and from what we understand, it's a 12-strong roster, although that may be increased. Even so, is there a chance for anybody outside this current squad to force their way in before July?
Yeah, well, I think there is. I mean, they would clearly have to play very well. But then, I mean, they've got the ANZ Premiership coming up. And if you have, just an awesome competition, you'll have to be looked at. And, I mean, I think she said that. So, really, it's up to every player to make the coach decide that, yes, I must have you back here in Cape Town in July. And I think, it sounds easy, doesn't it? But, I think that's what players have to do. But you did right. And, I mean, I think the wonderful thing is, the mid-court, where a few years ago we were thinking, jeepers, who's going to be the mid-court? But they have developed. And I'm a firm believer that what it used to be called the Beco League, but that league beneath the ANZ Premiership has really helped develop our depth. And I'd have to say, I think New Zealand's in the best position it's been in for a little while.
Fantastic. And just before you go, obviously, as you mentioned, you're going to be back there, or all the netball sides in the world will be back there for the World Cup. Is it the same facility that's being used for this tournament, Jenny? And if so, what do you make of it?
Yeah, everything's a dry run, and I suspect that is half the reason why I'm here. They've sort of put together. It's fabulous, actually. They've brought in myself and Anna Stanley from New Zealand, Kath Cox and Maddie Brown from Australia, a couple of the English commentators and what have you. Thrown us in with Zanelium Dondana and Simimim Decker and all the lot of the local ones. It's fantastic because everyone has their own style. And so the idea is that they, put together a commentary team, and it's not just the commentary team. The aim of Supersport is that they want an all-female crew working on the Netball World Cup. Now, that's all very well, but obviously there are lots of, I'm thinking of sound and cameras and all those technical positions that they're having to really, bring women through. So it's a fascinating goal, I have to say. But so far, so good. As for the facility, it's amazing. I'm looking at it now. It's the Cape Town International Conference Centre. It's huge. Look, it reminds me a little bit of where they played the final for the Gold Coast. That was the Com Games, I think. So it's not a purpose-built stadium. It's just an events area, really. But look, it'll do the trick, and we're all across at a hotel. Everyone's there, and it's kind of cool.
Fantastic. Thanks for painting such a great picture for us, Jenny. You enjoy yourself, enjoy those wonderful vistas of Table Mountain, and we look forward to seeing how the Silver Ferns go in the remainder of this quad series. Really appreciate your time as always.
Shall do. Thanks, Piney.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Jenny. Jenny Woods there from Cape Town, where she's part of the broadcast team for this quad series.